the crease of the shoulder.
All right, we are very much appreciative to both of you guys for bringing us out here. Obviously, we've partnered with you in the industry with spotting scopes and things you may need for your guys out in the field, and we were fortunate enough to get an invite, and we were ecstatic. JK works with us a lot. We work in the long range community doing that. That JK would be a good addition to bring, as he's in the precision rifle building, hunting rifle space, and we thought they'd, we were very thankful to be able to come, and we appreciate you guys for that. We don't really know what we expected when we came out here, because obviously it's not our normal shtick as far as hunting. We might go 3 weeks and see 0 animals. We might see 2, but we definitely won't see 300. That's for sure. So to expect, I don't know, like kind of, you know what you see on YouTube, right? Guys are out there finding animals. I thought this property was unbelievable, because I don't know how big it is, but it seemed like it went for eternity, and I think you guys work with some neighboring properties as well. So I mean, you could hike all day in search of what it is you're looking for, and yeah, I thought it was great, man. It's free range as free range gets, and there's a lot of animals out here to choose from. So we appreciate you having us.
Yeah, I thought that Joe did a pretty good job of explaining it. When we talk to you, when we think of Africa, we think of Lion King, right? I mean, to be honest, I thought I'd go a little more mature than that, but I've got 6 kids. I think of Lion King.
Yeah.
Right? So it is. So, but when we were speaking with you before we came, you said, it's a lot like Colorado as far as the landscape and things like that. And as we were hunting, especially the kudu, which I would say would be kind of the target animal that we were going after, it did feel a lot like that, minus the elevation, shortness of breath. So we didn't have that, but
I'm not saying I didn't have shortness of breath.
Okay, well, some of us are younger than others. But yeah, so it was great. But I would say that the environment is definitely more target rich.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about, like you mentioned, we might go on elk hunt for a couple of years and see just a few. Sometimes we see none on elk hunt. You hunt hard for a week and a half, and come back and have tag soup, as we call it. Here we saw dozens of bulls, right? And it was really neat getting to learn too what a good bull looks like. And your PHs did a fantastic job of that, breaking that down for us, because I think day one we all would have pulled the trigger on the first bull we saw.
Yeah.
But they guided us, and we were able to harvest some really beautiful animals.
I was still trying to pull the trigger on the first warthog we saw yesterday.
That was a piglet.
That was a piglet. Yeah, you're so used to finding a bull of any caliber, at least like the way we're public land Colorado, right? We're not picky. If you find a bull that's mature, like we're gonna shoot. But these guys are very keen on the details and the horns, the way they're pointing, the tips on the end, and then just to make sure you get your trophy fulfilled, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was awesome.
When you first started stalking the kudu that you took, what did you expect? How did it go? How long did it take?
Yeah, so the funny thing was we saw that same kudu, which to me, that was the first one I've seen in my life, so I didn't know anything about it, but Dale has this little signature thing he does. When you know it's a good one, but I didn't know this at the time, it was day one, morning one. We probably should have shot that there. We had it at 500-600 yards. He was a big bull, and I was like, I got a gun. Like let's shoot this thing. I don't know why. So, anyways, being patient is awesome, and they're obviously the best at it. So we ended up letting it go that night. He's like, they'll be there the next day. I don't remember if it was the next day or day 2.
It was the next day.
Yeah, it was day 2.
Yeah,
day 2.
Yeah.
So day 2, we went with the tracker boy, and we searched this canyon for quite a few hours, and the boy happened to catch him at the very top We were at the top also, but it was a ridge over. He started moving, and Dale decided it was probably a time to put a stalk on him. And it was a long ways. It was a mile, more or less as a crow flies, so double it,
Right.
And it was pretty brutal. It was a little harder than I was expecting, which is great. We don't want to go just pick things out of a pen, right? We want to hunt.
Right.
And so that's what we did, and we got up to the very top. Ended up making a good shot. It was a little hairy. Everything got a little rushed as some baboons started grunting and groaning as we were getting just into shooting range, which was at, I think it was around 500. And right as we were getting set up, they started barking, and the kudu had all kind of traversed over the ridge top, except for this one. He was like the last one to make sure all the cows were okay or whatever he was doing. But and then so we set up quickly. Dale wasn't able to get the camera up. The sun was also peeking just over the ridge top, which is where he was standing. It was a difficult shot. Definitely didn't get to record that one. But yeah, ended up making a good shot. He dropped and spent the rest of the day getting it out of there. Luckily, you guys had some help for us. Those guys worked very, very hard that day, and it was hot. So it was a great one.
Yeah.
It was a hot day. Yes.
Weather changed drastically. John, what was the highlight for your trip? What was the animal that stands out for you? And the shot, and the stalk, everything.
Yeah, I'd say overall would probably be the eland. Right, so we were able to take. So we had a great. I was actually the last to get a kudu. It was I think day 4. We spent quite a bit of time. We passed a lot of bulls. Again, just credit to Reno and your PHs in general on finding them and seeing them and guiding us on what was a good bull, because we saw 25, 30 bulls, and we just we actually went out. What was it, Wednesday morning? We had some rain, we had some wind, we had some weather, some cold, and I'll always take the stance of, I know there's one place you're not going to shoot the animal at, and that's at camp, right? Which that actually may be possible. As we proved off the pool deck, but no. So we went back out. We went out. The weather was crummy, and I was able to locate him and get a stalk on him. So that was really neat. But the eland, I think that just is attributed to the animal. That thing is just massive. You don't realize until you get on top of it the size of it. So we were able to, again, same kind of scenario. We had seen 100 elands, we had watched several different herds. We traveled quite a bit in the buggy and the truck, and then we found this group of bachelor bulls with one kind of standing off to the side. So, and again, Reno was kind of pointing them out to me. There's one bull that looked massive, and he was massive. He said, take another look at this one off here in the bushes. All we could see was his head. I mean, he's about 1,000 yards of what we were looking at him from at first. And he was noting things like, specifically to that animal, the horns. We're not looking for length, right? Where they actually get shorter as they get older. Or they get thicker, they get darker overall. The animal does. A tuft on the forehead is going to get darker, going to get fuller. So this is what we're looking for in a mature bull. Because again, I was looking at this one that was to the right of it. That was just asking to be shot, just wide open where this older bull was just showing us his head, and it was just big, massive body, but he coached me on that. We started to put a stalk on him. It was pretty windy.
It was really windy.
Yeah, we got in, 900, glassed him again. Let's get closer. Got to about 700, and then it was kind of the last point of elevation advantage. So we got to 700, looked at it, said, let's set up here. Able to get a super stable position, get prone, which is a position we want to be if we can be. We shot a lot of animals this week in different positions, but prone if we can be, especially for that. It's a 700-yard shot with wind. Big animal. We need to make sure that we're taking the most ethical shot we can. So we got prone, waited 15, 20 minutes, probably more than that, and they started to move, and we actually thought we lost him. There's one gap in the underbrush, which is pretty thick, that we're like, okay, when he moves across here, this will be our opportunity. And he moved through, but he did not stop. It was quick through, and he looked like he dove down into this little ravine, but then he ended up popping back up. So he actually gave us a little bit more yardage advantage. We got him to about 680, and then we were able to take a shot on him and dropped him right there. So that was pretty neat. So as far as the highlight goes, that was pretty sick. And then getting on top of him, realizing that This thing's the size of a moose.
And you got it all recorded.
And we got recorded,
Yeah.
yeah, so super cool to look
Very
back
cool.
on that.
So glad you guys were able to do that. Carrie, what do you think, Carrie? What was your highlight?
It's hard to pick, honestly. Everything we were hunting was just a bit of a different scenario. So just, the spot and stalk, every distance was different. Every area that these herds were in was a little bit different. We were doing a lot of hiking. Sometimes we were sitting and just watching, waiting for something to pop out because just the visibility everywhere is so challenging with all the trees and the brush and everything's so thick. But it was really fun just to kind of learn as the week went on what these different animals do, where they're hiding, where they like to be. I would say that the gemsbuck was my favorite because we weren't sure if we were going to go for one of those. But as the week went on and I started seeing, a couple, it's just a beautiful animal and just really wanted to bring one of those home. And
She was a little nervous to shoot in the big wind.
well, it was windy. It was
It was windy.
It was windy. It was nice and sunny finally. We got through a few days of rain, but finally we had a nice sunny day, but the wind came, which can be challenging, especially at distance. But I found a few different, groups of them. I didn't realize how high up they like to be.
We didn't realize they were the South African sheep. They hang right at the top.
Yes, they do.
So, and, we considered going after, we tried to kind of go after one that we saw that was really nice. And they were just kind of aware that something was going on, so they kind of slipped out. But, so we were persistent. We just figured we've got all day, we'll drive and try and find another one, and we did. Dale and Dane were with us, helping us kind of figure out which one to pick, what different characteristics they have that make them desirable. And so we found a good one that was standing kind of behind the tree, a little bit, just enough.
Right over the vitals. He knew what he was doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could tell something was up, but he couldn't see quite where we were. So we worked hard to get in a good shooting position to be able to get over that tree. And Tucker helped me with getting the tripod, getting
you're
in
so sweet.
position.
Yeah. She didn't need that. She didn't need that.
Yeah,
Y'all just met on this trip, right?
yeah. So yeah, it really came together nicely.
On your birthday.
On my birthday.
Yeah,
It was my
that's your
birthday.
birthday, too.
Birthday
Birthday
gift,
gift,
but
yeah.
yeah.
That's your
So
birthday
that made it even sweeter. But it was just really fun to kind of just navigate to get in a good position to get a great shot.
She made a really good shot on it. It ended up being, I believe it was around 350, 300, something like that. That moment, and Dale he was able to record it. So it's really nice to have the PHs behind you with the spotting scope because you can watch the trace and where it went. And we were actually able to watch that a couple times on Dale's phone as we were wondering what happens, because as soon as they go through the brush, they disappear.
Yeah.
And so we kind of saw the direction. Of course, the trackers were paying attention to where it went, and then she's like, "Oh God, what happened?" They're such a big animal.
Yeah, I could see the shot. I saw it hit, and I knew it was. But you just don't know until once you see that animal disappear. There's always just
That's
that.
scary.
You want to know
that
that he's
feeling
down.
you get,
Yeah.
yeah.
So but Dale and Dane were great, and they were such an awesome help, and it was just fun to hunt all together.
Yeah, it only ended up going like 50 yards,
Yeah.
and so she
They
found it. She
quick.
found it quickly.
Yeah, it was just an awesome day. So, but yeah, everything's just been really fun. Just different animals than we're used to, and I honestly thought they would stand out a little bit more. When you're looking at a hillside, they really blend in. Even though they've got these nice big stripes, and they really blend into the surroundings. So it was just learning, what to look for, seeing some movement, and yeah, it's just been a great week learning.
I mean, obviously, you guys, if you look at an animal and you're not prepared to put it on your wall, how can you expect somebody else to put it on theirs?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's where Dal gets the
A lot of restraint.
because now they see it. That's like Cleveland. It's like, wow, so if the animal's wild to them,
Yeah.
they're going to tell you guys, and you guys are going to take the shot.
Yeah, that was something we learned pretty quick, was to judge their excitement, right? Because they all look great to us, especially in the first couple days, But you can tell kind of when they get fired up. And, we even talked a little bit before this, man, they do this, I don't know how many, 6-8 months a year. It's like, do they still get excited and stuff? But even when we're done, they're still looking in the mountains, looking for trees, and you can tell they get excited when they see a big one.
Especially the Karoo.
They really like the Karoo.
I'd asked a question that I think kind of sums it up. Is I asked him, where do you want to be in 20 years? What do you want to be doing in 20 years? And he said, I want to be doing this.
Yeah.
Right? So
That's
they
cool.
genuinely
Yeah.
enjoy and excited about what they do, and so that's special. I think that translates into what you're saying. It's
Yeah.
not just a
It really-
job to them. Right?
Yeah.
Right,
It
right.
felt like a group, team effort
Yeah.
the whole time, just
Yeah.
wanting everybody to have success and really focusing on, what they needed to do to help us, and just, it was great. I couldn't say enough good things about all of them.
Yeah, and aside from just the hunting, obviously they're fantastic hunters, but even just hanging out at the house or,
Yeah.
at the table, I mean, they're just great folks to be, and you guys as well. Like, it's been a great time, and the camaraderie and the conversations and the, crap talking and all the
Just
good
kinda
things.
deep.
And Carrie was ripping toots all weekend.
You're in trouble.
I get blamed, yeah, that's me.
So go-to girl.
I'm kidding. Clearly kidding.
You're in trouble.
He's the lady of all the men, is the attitudes.
I think they're getting cold out there.
Yeah, they're probably getting cold.
It is,
We've got another hour or so.
Yeah. The thing I didn't expect is, like, when I think of Africa, is the weather being warm. It's we come from Wisconsin and he's in Oklahoma, so maybe he's a little more catered to the heat. So we expected it to be like really hot. Obviously, we checked the weather beforehand, and it looked cooler. I forget what it was,
It's
50 to
70,
50 to 65, 70,
Beautiful,
something like that.
perfect in my
And,
opinion,
when we got here, it was nice and chilly, which is great because diagonal up and down the hill so
Yeah.
much because there's a lot of terrain features here, and I'd say be ready to hunt if that's what you want to do.
Yeah. And the weather can change here. It changes on a dime.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had hot and cold.
Yeah, you get hot and cold, and in one day, like this morning, it was beautiful out, and then 2 hours later, it was freezing cold.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Right now, we're having 30-mile-an-hour gusts.
Yeah,
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 it's
crazy.
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 Hustle.
Yeah.
Amazing food, he
Yeah.
takes
Yeah.
care of us, he's fun, he's been great. We've been eating very well this whole trip, but
Yeah.
it's been.
Yeah, that's a touch of class, is to be able to
Yes.
sit down with your group, have nice dinners or breakfast, whatever, and
Yeah.
kind of close out the day is a nice touch. So we
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
that.
no, we're glad. I'm glad that you're here. The journey's just beginning as far as we're concerned, so
Love it.
we'll see you down the trail again.
Yeah.
And I'll see you guys back home.
Yeah, love that.
Definitely will do
Well, thank you guys for having us.
that. Our pleasure.
I'm just thinking about my rifle stock.
We're drooling about that, man. Whoa.
We thought you guys would like that.
Yeah, no, man, are you kidding?
Yeah, the guys were shooting a little bit at the range. I don't know what we're doing. If he's just shooting picture shots, then I think we're good. But when they were shooting them at the range, like, there's just a difference in how they feel. The heavier calibers just recoil softer.
Right.
I think
We feel about
you
those
guys
socks
will
like
dig it.
affected like stopping.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're excited about it.
You guys will be happy campers.
Yeah, we're good. We're excited about the gun stocks, and we're really excited about that. And our guys are just so pumped up. We can't thank you enough for the coaching job you guys did at the range today. You guys were out there for several hours, and out shooting in a heavy wind, 25-mile-an-hour wind, which is a lot at 500-600 yards. So
Yeah.
they're really pumped up.
Yeah, they're banging that 762 plate pretty consistently.
Yeah, that's,
It was pretty neat to see.
hunting for most folks, right? Depending on where you live and who you are, everybody's a little different. But a lot of guys, they want to start stretching out a little bit. I'm sure customers that come to visit you guys. So having those guys really dialed in on how to get ballistics in an app and how to dial and read reticles correctly, and they all shot like phenomenal, right? There's no issue there, but it's just like the small technical tweaks that I think everybody could benefit from.
Absolutely.
That they gobbled it up, and obviously they did very well. So it was awesome.
So obviously you guys have learned a lot being here, hunting here, in different species, terrain, what Africa really has to offer.
Yeah.
So you guys, have learned a lot. These guys have learned even more from you guys. Just ballistics, optics,
Love that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, I wouldn't say that they just knew the basics, but they've known.
No, they're savvy.
You guys, they know so much more.
Right.
And it's
No,
from that, myself and Joe, we'll feed off that because
love it.
they'll be teaching us when you guys aren't here.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah, for a while we were wondering if it was going to work out because we had some inclement weather, and we were a little worried about it. And Carrie actually had a warthog to go, and we're like, guys, like we fulfilled everything we needed.
just feel so fulfilled, and it's been such a great experience. And,
Yeah, kind of gave us the day today.
Felt like yesterday was just really complete with JK getting the Eland, and we have a couple. You got
Last
the
couple.
warthog and Impala,
Yeah.
and then of course the Gunsbuck, and I just felt like that was a really great end to the hunting part of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just felt complete. So
Yeah,
I could tell the guys were on a high when they got back here yesterday.
Yeah.
First of all, JK
Oh, yeah,
singing
yeah.
on the truck coming down.
Oh, yeah.
And then last night when I got up to go home, they were like, no, have one more. I said, okay, I'll have one more. After that, it's like, no, have one more. I said, no, guys, I need to go now.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Well, I'm glad, obviously, you guys can reach out to us anytime, questions, stuff, obviously, I'm sure you will.
Yeah, no, I will.
Via WhatsApp, and we're happy to.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the journey. God's got a
Okay.
plan for us, so I'll
Yeah.
see you guys back in the States, and I'll
Sure.
come to your
Yeah,
shoot
come on up.
for
We're
your
close.
range.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna come, and I will come to the factory.
yeah.
I'll be up there.
We'll host you.
Absolutely.
You gotta bring him with you, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's not a requirement,
He keeps
but
telling me he's gonna come to the
Well,
States.
he told me to
He
already.
We can
can't
make it
leave
a
here for a
requirement.
week at a time. It's like, because I got too much to do, I can't go, I think somebody's gonna shoot all the animals, I guess.
We understand that.
It's home. It's hard to leave home.
I need to get out of here. I'll be there.
All right, I love it.
Yeah, we're gonna hold you to that. You got it on film, right? So we're gonna hold you to that. We're gonna hold your feet to the fire.
I'll be there.
All right.
We'd be happy to have you guys. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Vortex.